Hi there, my name's Andy, and today on behalf of Parkinson'S Care and Support UK, I'm going to be taking you through a exercise routine lasting about 25 minutes, which is predominantly for mobility and for cardiovascular fitness. It's a light session suitable for a warm day, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it, so join me. Standing nice and tall, I'm going to start by shrugging my shoulders up to my ears and then relaxing, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Just beginning to mobilise, get the shoulders ready to do a bit more exercise, and we are reaffirming, if you like, the message pathways between the brain and the shoulders as we do this. Lifting and lowering. Let's do 4 more of these. So many of these exercises can be done seated if you prefer. Do always have water to hand, particularly as it's now summertime, and with a bit of luck the days are going to be long and warm. And where you find yourself working that bit too hard, then slow down, take breaks, or perhaps make your movements smaller and gentler. From here, a good next progression is to bring the hands together at chest height, both palms together, opposite corners. I call this the prayer stretch. So diagonal lines, left arm comes up and out, right arm comes down and out. Just beginning to send those pathways, those messages to the brain, and telling your body that we're going to do a bit more movement than perhaps we do in the rest of our day. Mobilising the joints is very important, warming up is very important, because within our joints we have synovial fluid, and that synovial fluid needs to become warm in order for it to mobilise and protect your joints. So warmth is important before we start an exercise. And from here, let's go back to our shrugs again, lifting and lowering. Nice and gently, there's no rush with these movements. Lifting and lowering nice and gently. Moving on then to the prayer stretch again. Palms together, opposite corners. Quite a nice challenge for our coordination. As I open my arms out, I feel a stretch across the chest. As I close them, I feel a stretch across the upper back. Smaller movements may look like this. Always working at whatever level you are able to. If you're having a day where you're not feeling particularly energetic, much better to do some movement than none at all, but always to work within the realms of your own limitations. And as we get more practice, more experienced with these movements, then we can make them bigger, we can make them faster, we can progress the amount of time that we spend doing the exercise. Moving on from here, we're going to go to 8s, big sweeping shapes. Again, loosening the shoulder muscles. Very often we carry our emotions, our stress around the neck and shoulders. So typically they'll be one of the stronger parts of the body as well. So they do carry quite a lot of stress. We want to get them moving nice and freely. And again, if we want to make this harder, we can transfer the weight from the legs one side to the other. We can start stepping in that movement a little bit, depending obviously on your own balance limitations, doing what you're able to do and building up. If you wanted to have a chair to one side, then the chair would go here somewhere and you just do the 8s with one arm. You might then move the chair to the other side and you do the 8s with the other arm. So always working in a way that's suitable for you as an individual. From here, let's go to hip circling. So similar to movement that you may have done with a hula hoop, but this is much slower, much more gentle and intentional. When we've gone round 6 or 7 times one way, let's go the other way. And let's move around the other way again. And back again. And some of you may be a little bit achy in the lower back with this one. Smaller movements is your answer. You may find that once the body has started moving, it gets easier. A bit like putting some WD-40 on a door hinge. Initially, not much happens. As the door hinge moves, the movement becomes easier, the movement becomes more free. Okay, let's go back to our 8s, this time lifting heels. Changing direction. Change again. And again. Challenging the brain as well as the body here. I've got the feet moving, I've got the arms moving. I'm coordinating top and bottom end of my body. If I want to challenge further, I'll do 1/8 in each direction. That is a full 8, change direction. That's a full 8, change direction. Again, we are looking for mental fitness and wellness, agility of the mind, as well as of the body. Once more each way, guys. And back. Lovely. Okay, let's do a little bit of rotation for the lower back now. So this one's a real gentle swing. Base of the spine likes a gentle rotation. Notice that I am not doing this in an uncontrollable fashion. I'm doing it quite gently. And as my spine gets used to moving, as my body gets used to moving, perhaps the movement becomes bigger and easier, less taxing. Excellent. Let the arms hang quite freely. from here, let's go to our kickback. So I'm going to lift my left arm, put my right foot back, and then I'm going to swap. So this does a really lovely job of extending the front of the hip and allowing my gluteal muscles to do their work, to contract. Some people I find will get this movement much more easily if they step forward. For me, I prefer to step back because of that challenge for the hip. The hip joint is generally happier in flexion, this sort of movement, or this stepping forward, than it is stepping backward into extension. Because if I do that movement, well, you see the hip flexor stretch and the glute muscle contracts. If you want to put your hand on your bum, you'll feel that muscle contract. So for me, it's much more valuable to kick back than kick forward. Excellent job, keep going. Again, working at your own pace. If you can, we can go a little quicker. We can go to 2 on each side. 1 and 2, swap, 1 and 2. Again, further challenge for the brain. And 2, swap, 1 and 2. Okay, let's go back to our rotation, round to the sides now. If I want to make that more difficult, more of a challenge for the coordination, I can come up onto my toe. Only do this one if you are confident with your balance. So round on to the toe and back, toe and back. Then I can go to the other side, toe, back, toe and back. Just gives us that further challenge to coordinate one way and then the other. This is a similar stance to the one that we use in boxing. We come up on the toe to throw our number 2 jab from the back shoulder. It does require balance, it does require some confidence in your movement. By all means, have a go. And we're going to our kickbacks again. One side and the other, challenge brain twice and twice. Swap, 1 and 2, swap. Well done. By now you may well find that you're getting thirsty, so take a moment to have a break. Get some hydration. Water is the best form of hydration, guys. Your body is a huge component of your body. Your soft tissues, your muscles, your fascia, your organs, your mucous areas very much have a huge water content. Now, of course, you can drink other things. We're all adults, we can make a choice about what we drink. But from a biological perspective, water is the most valuable source of hydration for your body. So always encourage you to drink plenty of water. I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to water. I like my water to be room temperature rather than cold. I hate that feeling of water going down into my body if it's too cold. But then I am a bit of a wimp. And 2. 1 and 2. Last time. 1 and 2. Excellent. Have a little wriggle. Shake out for me. Gently, gently, gently. Loosen up that tension. Nobody smile. It's a serious business. Well done. Okay, moving on then. We just went from hip extension. We're now going into flexion. And we do that by a marching action. Again, if needs be, I can pop a hand on the wall. I can have a chair to one side. Whatever is required for you to stay safe. Tummy muscles also working here, keeping me balanced, keeping me upright, keeping me straight, stopping me from falling over essentially. We don't want that to happen. Okay, let's move on. Half stars. Right arm comes out, right leg comes out, back to the middle. Left, right, left and right. I sound like an army major now. I've got the right colour on for it, haven't I? Left and right, left and right. Now if we were feeling particularly up for a challenge, this could go horribly wrong, but we could try doing a side step or a half star, followed by a kickback, left, right, forward, 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 forward. And that is a challenge. You'll notice I'm not speaking too much, I'm having to concentrate. Coordination, there we go, we've lost it. Let's try that again. Side, forward, forward, side, side, forward, forward, side, forward, side, side, forward and forward. Okay, another little wriggle and jiggle. Back to our knee taps. If I wanted to make this harder, I could take the hands up above my head. Anytime we take the hands above the head, the heart rate comes up. Always to be practiced with a degree of caution. So it would look like this. And you will quite quickly find that it's more challenging. Again, chair by one side. I might choose to just do it on chair coming down here somewhere on my right side. And then I swap the chair to the left. So working at whatever level suits you. Okay, another coordination. I called this exercise, this workout cardio. Experiencing it, perhaps I should have called it coordination. Okay. So now I'm going to step forward and turn my hand up. I'm going to do the same thing the other side. Forward and turn through the wrist. Again, we can do that twice each side. More coordination challenge. Well done. Concentrate, Andy. Once more on each side. 1 and 2. Swap. 1 and 2. Excellent. Time for a wriggle. Loosen up the tension. I like to have a wriggle. Makes me smile if nothing else. Okay, let's go back then to combing hair. Let's have a look at combing hair. Lifting heels at the same time. Upper and lower body working together. And then we can add to that a forward arm movement if we wish. We're going to go backwards with a shoulder movement. We should also go forwards. Backwards again. If we really want to challenge, we can see if we can get that done. 1 forward, 1 backward. So backward, backward, forward, forward. Backward, backward, forward, forward, backward, backward, forward, forward, backward, backward, forward, forward. Last time, backward, backward, forward and forward. Excellent. Okay, couple of stretches for us to do now. Let's take the arm across the body and bring one wrist to meet the other. Pull in nice and tight. Looking over the right shoulder. I get a stretch through this deltoid. It's going to be helpful for all of the arm movements that we just practiced. Bring that hand down to the side. Stretch out to the side of my body with my left arm. Bring it across my chest, wrist to wrist. Pull in. Look over the left shoulder. Once more, right, wrist to wrist, pull in. And swap. Across the body, pull in. Okay, a couple of spine relaxers. So chin comes onto the chest. I want my spine to round. Soften, chin onto the chest. I'm thinking about comparing the spine to a bicycle chain perhaps. So each link in the chain moves separately. Each vertebrae in my spine should move separately. Chin onto chest, curling, 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 curling. You just go as far as you want to. If any of this causes pain, come back up. I'm going to take my hands onto my shins and then I'm going to walk my hands back up. Very easy when you get to the bottom of this movement to force yourself into a standing upright position. That's a little bit risky. Do it slowly, please. Chin onto chest, curling round and down, walk the hands down. Curling, curling, curling. Feel the stretch in the lower back, walking back up. Perhaps you can only get to here. That's fine. Build it up over time. It's not a race. There's no competition. Coming back up. Let's curl down once more. Chin onto chest. Curling, curling, curling. A lot of our movements are derived or based around your hip hinging. Hip hinges this movement. But the spine can also curve. So that's what we're looking to create with the rolling down. Okay, so that's the end of our cardio coordination standard exercise session. As a 25-minute session. As I said previously, important to have hydration around you. Have a water bottle ready. Take breaks when you need it. And do come back and join me again with another session at some point in future. My name is Andy, teaching on behalf of Parkinson'S Care and Support UK. Stay safe and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.